I don't need my 20 seconds of fame or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Come in if you want.
I'll stay out here for now.
Oh,
Okay.
Do you want to share?
Murphy can come in too.
It's all right.
He's like, oh.
All right, so this is the Mary Grant Nature Preserve Committee meeting, July 1st, roughly 6:30 p.m. The primary goal of tonight is to discuss plans for the yard sale. And then if anything else comes up, we can talk about that as well. I haven't prepared any kind of agenda. I planned on just the yard sale. And then we can go from there. Before we talk about that, our town meeting event was a huge success. We raised about $300 into the account for Mary Grant, so that will help pay the electric bill and, give us more money if we need it.
Good.
I heard from one of our committee members, Ms. Leck, that she has secured someone who will paint the barn for us at no charge. We may have to supply paint, we may not. He's trying to get the paint
It's okay.
donated.
You might not have to, because he spends a lot of money at Sherwin-Williams.
Okay,
So they owe him.
so we'll play that by ear. Will we have to prep it, or will he prep it first?
He'll do it all. He'll
Okay.
spray it. He has us. He'll,
Yep,
And he'll scrape it?
Yep.
Oh,
perfect. I like it like that.
Yeah.
tell him I love him.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
I didn't even ask, I didn't even ask him. It was one of the planning board, the head of the planning board.
Yep.
Works for him.
Oh, okay.
Chris.
Okay.
Oh, Chris Whitten.
Yep.
Hey, what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah. And he said, Matt, that building needs to be painted. And Matt's like, oh, I can paint it. So I'm like, okay.
Me too.
It's all about networking. All right, so on to the yard sale, tag sale, whatever we want to call it. I think we all decided it's going to be Saturday, August 7th. Do we want to set a rain date for the 8th? Do we want to say if it rains that we're not going to do it? How do we want to handle that?
Well, I have bad news. We're going to Bangor that weekend for
Okay.
the 50th birthday. That we family weekend for that weekend.
Okay.
I did not know it at the time.
What's going to birthday?
It's all good.
I'm
So I
sorry.
was going to be a flag waver.
Yeah,
Linda was going to be out there with the yellow cones in her hand, or the orange cones.
it was so funny.
Making the neighbors feel better.
Yes,
And I even have an orange hat.
so do we. We can work through
Yeah.
that.
We'll
That's
figure it
not a
out.
huge issue. We will certainly miss you, but
Yeah, we'll miss you.
you can certainly help us in the planning stages.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll do that. I just,
So I did put a post out on all of the surrounding community pages, Shapley, Wakefield, Acton, Lebanon, Sanford, Springvale. I think I even did Milton, New Hampshire. I haven't gotten anyone to bite with interest yet. Of course, I've only put one post out there.
yeah.
My plan is to do one more post this week and then 2 posts a week after that to try to get some interest. Probably after next week, I'm going to say, if you're interested in setting up the table, please let me know so that we can get some kind of count. Because what I'm thinking, if we don't have X amount of people
Right.
who want to set up a table, it's not really worth us doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but, were we gonna plan on, setting up like a food table like we had?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think that's where we.
That's where
Right.
Tammy and I think we're going to make the most
When
funds.
people get a
Yeah.
cup of coffee or
Right.
a whole drink or something like that. and
So
then-
our plan is very much like what we did for town meeting,
Yeah.
have some pastries and coffee and juices in the morning,
Yeah.
and then at 10:30, 11 o'clock, maybe switch to lunch
Yeah.
items, have hot dogs, hamburgers,
Yeah.
chips, drinks, offer the same deal, a box deal to get everything, or a la carte.
Yeah.
We've also considered some freeze pops. It's going to be in the middle of summer, freeze pops are going to be hot, so we
No,
can
they
set
were
up,
cold.
yes,
They're
exactly.
gonna melt.
We can set up a little chest freezer in here or something for that weekend to keep everything frozen we need to keep frozen. So I think really that's where we're going to get our funds from,
Yeah.
not necessarily people donating to use the space to
Right.
set up a table.
Are you looking to get money from just the tables, or from people selling things and they give you the money for?
Basically just the tables. I mean, initially we were
Oh.
thinking like $10 or $20 to set up a table for the day. We've since regrouped after I talked to selectmen. It's going to be a contribution type thing, just, put in something in the bucket for us and you can have the space at the grant.
organization I used to belong to down in Sanford, we have a similar thing, but the group itself, like us here, we could have a separate table for, and then anybody wants to donate. you know,
Oh,
So
like
that's,
tomorrow.
that's something else I wanted to
and-
talk
and-
about,
and-
absolutely.
And then if all, whatever we sell it,
Right.
all the money would.
So when I was up at the last municipal election, I was talking to, was it Nancy?
Nancy Ruma?
It might have been Nancy Room, I forget exactly who. But she said, no, it wasn't Nancy, it was the other lady. The lady on
Joe
that side.
Nass?
No, the lady on that side.
Oh.
What's the abutter's name over there, Dick?
Oh, McEachern,
Ann?
and
And-
McEachern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, she mentioned, are you guys gonna have a table where people can donate things
Yeah,
that you can sell? And that's an absolutely good idea, and I think
Yeah.
we should do that.
yeah, because, like myself, I'm sure I've kept things that have just been sitting there,
Right.
and whatnot, and I just don't, it's too good to throw away, take it to the,
Yeah.
Oh, I
transfer
definitely
station, so it just sits there, but something like this, okay.
Yeah,
put it in the
absolutely.
car, Bring it up and set it. put it
The
on
only
table
catch,
or on
and it's
that
not a
table.
big deal, is if it doesn't sell, then we need to get rid of it somehow.
Yeah.
Whether we donate it to someone else
Good
or
shack.
bring it up to
Yeah.
the goodie
Yeah,
shack
now
or what
it's
have you,
open.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Put a price on it if you wanna get rid of it,
yeah,
so they'll take it anyway. You'll make money.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Don't say, it's be $50.
Make me an
Yeah.
offer.
Right, good. Put a
Yep.
price on it so it'll go. If it doesn't, then get rid of it.
Everything has to go. Make me an offer.
Should we
I
make
go with it.
flyers, like to the town?
Your
to
wife
the
might
town
have
hall,
problems.
She
or
would.
Something to,
No, she
or a
wouldn't.
sign. if-
So, like I said, I've been hitting Facebook pretty heavy. I think I'm gonna ask my friend Janelle over here to see if she can come up with a flyer for us, because she did such a good job on the pumpkin flyer the last time. I will try to get you details this week, and you try to put something together.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if Greg would let us put anything down at Iron Jail.
Ask him.
Or
Um,
the sign, if the,
At the foot,
Acton
the-
Town sign,
Yep.
Yeah,
at the end of the road, it's got the election from the 8th on it now.
yeah, we can certainly ask the selectmen if we can put
Oh,
something on
I
there,
think
yeah.
that's gone by.
I do think it's gonna be important to have signs like out on 109,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
If we have a good amount of people, people are gonna see a community yard sale and they're gonna turn when they see the
Yeah.
sign.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And that kinda gets people that are just driving by, that don't necessarily know about the grant, don't see the Facebook posts, et cetera.
Yeah, something we used to do too is the fire department sign and the town sign out here.
Yep,
Talk to Jennifer and ask her to put up here,
right,
community yard sale at Murray Grant,
yeah, we could do that,
and that easy.
okay.
Did I make one suggestion?
You can, doesn't mean I'll listen to it.
Set the main power. Oh, okay, fine. Signs put on poles are illegal. You get fined for it.
I don't anticipate putting any signs on poles.
No, but I mean, people I see in the end of my road, there's a pole right there with 2 signs for,
Right,
and you can get heavy fines for that.
I anticipate flyers probably at the town hall,
Yeah, okay.
Maybe it's a
Acton Trading Post, maybe up at the transfer station,
Well, we'll probably use that one out here.
yeah. But we
Can we
can,
set that up, leading up so people, if
Yeah.
they drive by, see like them coming out?
Yeah, we can probably put something on the fence at the trading post across from, not the trading post, on the fence at the fairground,
Yeah.
across from Mount Mills Road.
right,
Yeah.
okay.
A lot of traffic.
Before the Renaissance Fair too, because they'll have a lot of traffic for
Yes.
Renaissance Fair.
So maybe that's an option too, if we can get flyers done, I think the Renaissance Fair is the end of the month.
I think 17th and 18th, and then
Okay.
the next weekend too.
So if we can get flyers before then, maybe we can get them posted at the Renaissance Fair, or talk to them and say, hey, can we, put these up on the fence while you're doing your fair or whatever.
It's in July, right?
I
Yeah.
think it's July 17th, 18th.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not next weekend, the weekend after. I think they're doing it 2 weekends this year.
Okay.
Parking is a hot topic with some of our neighbors. So I do think it's important that we monitor parking, have someone that's watching the parking, making sure people aren't flying up and down the road. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
what was their complaint?
people
There-
driving fast or
Some
parking?
abutters are concerned about the amount of cars. Some people are not complaining, but they're concerned because people drive too fast up and down this road. And if there's gonna be families walking up and down the road, if they park on the road, there's a potential for an accident.
Did
I
they
don't
feel
wanna
that
be
way
involved,
about the
though.
pumpkin?
So,
They
Carving?
didn't specifically mention the pumpkin carving.
Oh,
I don't think they were out of their house that day anyway, so.
oh, okay. Because I thought that was pretty controlled and.
Yeah.
So I think the plan right now, which is subject to change, is the people who are setting up tables, we will ask them to park at the town hall parking lot, and we can shuttle them. Tammy and I can shuttle them in our car or whatever it winds up being. And that leaves the area out front here for people to park in, and we set the tables back, out back. Does that work for all of you? Okay.
Cause there's a nice big spot back there.
Yeah,
We can set up plenty of people back there for,
yeah.
they can wander through.
Right.
And then we can have the picnic tables all over here in one area.
And then
Anybody who
parking
wants-
just out
There's
front.
then
park-
Yeah.
parking
yeah,
right
there's
up front.
parking-
And
you
there
can
is
park
some-
right on the, yeah.
There is some wide space on
Yes.
the road.
And
Yeah.
our friend Don here is doing a bang-up job of getting the area right over here cleaned up for us, so we can park in there. That was one of Dick's great
Good.
ideas.
The people, the next house on the left,
Mm-hmm,
they used to have a farm stand and
yep.
but that's not wide open. I wonder if we spoke to them if they would, you know.
We can go knock on their door. We can go ask them.
Nobody would say, you know, that's pretty close.
Are you
Right.
talking the
field.
farm that
The big
Yeah,
sits way
Yeah,
back
where
down?
that exchange
Oh,
student
okay.
used to live that we
Yeah.
got home from swimming.
Yeah, it isn't like she parking in the, near the house and bothering them. That house is so
Right.
far back.
Yeah,
There's-
I don't know, maybe.
Okay.
You
Well,
can always
you know,
ask.
some of these, even some of us that are working up here, instead of having a car
Us
right
taking
here,
up the
that it
park.
free that space for
Right.
visitors, you know?
Yep.
That's why I'm trying to clean out in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I got my butt chewed up by a caller we had down in Shapley Crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
The ambulance myself, and I had my truck right there in the ambulance and Limerick and stuff like that. He chewed me up, parking on his grass, and all the rest of them were sitting there. That's your truck there? Yeah, I said, parking on other people's grass? I was directed there. This was the owner of the place, his house is way back in. I said, have a good day, sir.
Some people are very particular about their lawns and
Yeah,
grass
but then
and
the
yard.
ambulance is there, and
Right.
I said, who the hell are you?
Yeah.
You gotta be careful though, I mean, some people are very arrogant about their parking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you ask them first,
Mm-hmm.
because I got directed there, so I mean, I just took it straight, I got big shoulders, it fell off. He'll fall off sometime.
So I think, did I miss anything?
I said I'll get some no parking signs,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know where they're supposed to go, but that was the last discussion.
Yeah, if you wanna pick up some no parking signs and you can just get them to us or leave them here, and Tammy and I think primarily they're gonna be out on the other side of the road.
Okay,
And
Oh,
maybe,
okay.
maybe in front of the abutters on this side.
Because we don't want them parked on both sides
Right,
of the road.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no.
Block too much.
We
I'll
need
have
to
them
leave room
on
for
sticks.
emergency cars
They'll
and
be on
trucks to get
sticks.
by.
Yeah, I think that the only parking that we should have is on this side.
Right.
And then in this front area
Yeah.
of the barn.
And I do think that someone should be out here monitoring that parking to make sure people are parking
I
streets.
think I should save the front yard
Okay.
for handicapped people.
well, it's gonna be all parking,
Yeah.
that's where they all gonna have to park, and whatever we can get on the
Yeah.
road.
Because we do have folks over on that side that are concerned
Yeah.
about that.
A
So
number of years ago,
the way to appease that was
More
to have
active.
parking in here
Okay.
and as
right
very
next
little
door,
out
there
there
was
as
a big
possible.
field out back,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and not the first house, but nice.
Yep.
Yeah, but the next one is three or four cars
Yeah.
parked in there, the grass is back. I don't know what's going on there, you know, but that was the owner of the field.
Mm-hmm.
And I spoke to him and, you know, for events, if there'd be any possibility, he'd allow us to use that parking. Yeah, okay.
We'd probably have to find a way to mow it
But I don't
first.
know. What's that?
We'd probably have to find a way to mow it first.
Yeah. What, but,
And that may be what
yeah,
it
but
takes,
as I
if I
say,
can,
you know, it's evidence of nobody living in
Yeah.
a house there, and,
but if I say if I mow it, can we park there for the weekend? You know, that may be what gets them to say yes.
yeah, but I say, I don't really know who owns it anymore,
Okay.
whether he still owns it or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can look at the tax maps and talk to Jennifer.
Because the 20-foot right of way, right between our property and the
Mhm.
field, that's how you get into the field.
Okay,
So you've got the big field and the 20-foot right of way.
All right.
This guy that lives next door, he kinda crowds.
Yeah.
He'll put his tractor or he'll put something.
Right in the way.
Just to discourage.
but if we do that, we would need to talk to them as well
Oh,
and
yeah,
say,
yeah.
you know, this is what's gonna happen, this is what we're doing, we appreciate it if you just, you know, let it happen.
Yeah.
Let us come in.
Yeah.
The last thing that I wanna say is I do anticipate, maybe reaching out to the sheriff's department if we think it's gonna be a busy day. To say, you know, we're doing a yard sale, there's been some concerns about speeders on the road.
Yeah.
Can you just make it a point to give us a little bit extra presence?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the weekend before and that weekend,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt.
No, it wouldn't,
You know,
yeah.
that's
Good
what,
thinking, yeah.
that's what Iron Tails has been doing. So they've had a lot more
Okay.
presence in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever they have big events.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of, actually, they've bussed in other towns to help
Oh.
with that.
Yeah, the main drive sober bus was in town.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
I don't think we need that. We don't
I
need
saw,
that.
I saw
The guy
Seacoast,
driving is
Sanford,
sober.
sheriffs.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think there were like 4 towns plus the sheriffs
Yeah.
and maybe even state troopers that were in the area for that, the last big event. And they have another one coming up at the end of July, so I
Wow, yeah.
suspect it will be the same then too. And if the Renaissance Fair is at the
Yeah, that's
fairgrounds,
true too, yeah.
I heard that Iron Tails was owned by a trooper,
I think an ex-trooper.
ex-trooper, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, so maybe he's got a few
I
connections.
pulled security down there one year when they didn't have the water to have the sprinkler system. And they had to take the fire department, they had to be in there until they closed. 'Cause
We
they
had
could-
the
we had to
fire
get-
department there too, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we had it, no. Well, when the big building they tore down, I
Yeah.
had all the
Oh,
water
yeah.
and stuff. And they had no pumps to pump it, so we had to be, anybody, the alarm went off, everybody got out, I don't care who they were out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So I told them until about 1 o'clock in the morning
yeah,
to make sure everybody get out if the alarm went off.
yeah.
People get in there and they say, oh, no, nothing wrong. I said, you're out. I'm not trying to interrupt, but I mean,
No,
That's all right.
security, and,
No,
you know,
yeah.
those things, so.
So that was all I had for the yard sale. Anything anyone else wants to mention about it? Any thoughts?
I would say
desires?
if the butters maybe are worried about being blocked in the driveway, so if you could put a cone like 10 feet on each side of the driveway so nobody
Mhm.
blocks them in too close.
It's an option, absolutely.
If we're doing fires at the fair on the fence, are we talking like bigger ones or?
I don't think they need to be huge. I mean, I'll see if I can contact the
Yeah,
organizers of
okay.
the Renaissance Fair and,
Long as it.
you know, see if they can give us ideas. Even if you do something that's postcard size, they can hand the fairgoers with their ticket.
Oh, that would be cool.
And I'm not saying that's gonna happen, I'm just,
Right.
it's a possibility.
But I think something that we could hang on the fence.
Yeah, as people walk in or drive in.
Yeah.
Who do you reach out to about that?
I don't know,
That would probably be the Acton.
I'm gonna reach out to
Oh.
Jennifer, the Acton Fair Association, and talk
Yeah.
to them and say, you know, how
Oh,
do we
they'd
do
be able to
this?
have ideas.
And
of,
maybe,
like, what's
maybe
up.
they'll just say, yeah, you can put it on the fence, you don't have to worry about the fair people, the Renaissance Fair.
Right.
The,
Oh, yeah.
but the group, they're having breakfast Saturday.
Lions Club.
Yeah, usually they have a big sign they hang on the fence down
Yep.
there.
It is big, yeah.
People wear it, the breakfast is coming.
Yeah,
You
saw it at the end of Hopper Road. Yeah,
Yeah.
at the end of Hopper Road.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, I did, right? Today, on the way over here.
The Hopper Road Information Superhighway, remember? So I think that wraps up the yard sale for now.
So we are doing a rain date for the 8th?
I think so, unless you just wanna bag it if it's gonna be nasty weather.
Yeah.
A rain date is good, but if the whole weekend,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if it's the
yeah.
weekend, you
Yeah.
just push it to a different week.
Yeah, but would we wanna have it the following Saturday for a rain date?
I can't commit to that yet.
mm,
With my work schedule, I can't commit that far out.
Yeah.
As it
I
is,
would
I'm
think
stretching
people would-
being able to commit, being available that weekend, so.
I would think that
You're not
people would get
allowed in
everything
here.
ready. Do you still want, I have that popcorn maker, would you still like that?
Yes.
Okay, I have the popcorn too.
Okay.
bags.
I love it.
I buy them on Amazon.
So what I'd like to do maybe a couple of weeks before the event, I'd like to regroup once more, talk
Yeah.
about who's gonna do what, who's gonna be here when,
I'll have to get the stuff to you.
and just kinda get our ducks in a row.
What's the date? Just-
August 7th, Saturday.
I'll make sure I'm standing up straight.
I'll just show you how to use it.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
So,
we're probably looking at, the 16th, maybe,
17th. You wanna do Saturday?
or Saturday.
I mean, I don't care if we do a weeknight or a weekend day or whatever.
What works better for you
That Saturday
guys?
will be gone, the 17th.
Well, let's have it then.
Wow!
Great to jump on that one.
Sweet.
I don't care when we do it. Does a weeknight work better for you guys? Does a weekend?
Yeah, a
In the
weeknight
summer,
might
the
be better.
weeknight's better.
All right,
So you get back on the 11th.
yes,
Which is what?
a
That's
Sunday.
a Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh,
So anytime after that,
What's that on the 14th, I see?
that's an appointment for me.
Okay. Let's plan on, tell you what, why don't we plan on Wednesday, the 15th at 6:30 here?
That would
That's
be, the 15th is a
Thursday.
Thursday.
Why don't we plan on Thursday, the 15th here?
Okay.
Okay.
July,
Yes,
okay, the
not
15th.
August.
correct.
Yeah,
So July 15th, 6:30 here.
okay.
I will get Jennifer to get it posted and schedule APAT. And the last thing I want to mention before I wrap up the meeting,
I got another item.
go ahead.
In preparation for these events and whatnot, I've been trying to, get the place cleaned up and whatnot. Run into a few roadblocks with the hot weather and then the kids didn't get to finish up
Right.
before the school ended. And, but another project, I'd like to turn around and see if we could get rid of those two stumps out front. And, just so happened, I don't know whether you saw it on Facebook, on the Acton thing, this Pear and Son,
Yep, I saw their posts.
and so I don't know what it cost me. So I messaged him.
Why don't you, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I didn't mean to interrupt.
these two
Yeah,
big stumps that are right by the driveway.
why don't, I think you can shave it off,
Yeah,
kind
stump
of,
grinding.
yeah.
Yeah,
stump
so
grinding,
parents
yeah.
on.
That's what he's
that's
talking
they
about.
do,
Okay.
okay? And so he come back and said that he normally gets $300 to shave it off,
Per stump?
to grind it
Yeah.
right down and so that he fill it back in, haul the chips away and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He would turn around and do it for 200 if he didn't have to clean up after, or just grind it down. I thought that was quite a bit of money.
Well,
my-
I agree with you.
My question is, would he be willing to donate his time?
Well,
And it's a tax write-off for his company at that point.
there's a,
I'll bring it
I
up.
missed back on that I felt, it was more than what we could afford, and that I needed to talk to the committee.
Well, this is one of the reasons why we're raising money, so we can do things like this that will
Well,
cost money.
Well, as I say, would the committee be willing to turn around and not put up the 200 or 300, but some of it, and then I would turn around and I may be able to raise, I may be able to raise the 100, 150 or something like that.
Well,
I would like, I think it's a good idea. I want to table it for now, because I was reminded by Jennifer, unless we are all sworn in as active
Oh.
members again, we can't make any real
Right,
decisions.
What we're just talking about,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, I think, is the committee, you know, unofficially interested in whatnot.
Well, would you consider having them pulled out? Instead of
gonna
ground
fill
down?
Why you wanna get rid of them in the first place? It's retaining the soil and the water would run off there and rush all that soil out. That the stumps would. You know, the rain would come in. I mean, why do you wanna get rid of them?
Cause it's right in the, as you drive out.
Yeah.
People hit that, they better be blind.
But I will reiterate what I said to you earlier, Dick, it's the Mary Grant Nature Preserve, and that's nature.
Right.
That's, I mean, that's the way it is sometimes, you know?
I mean, something that's not disturbing anything really. It's,
Right.
It's quite an opening either way you come in. or out.
I think, personally, I think it's an eyesore. You know, right in the beginning, if there's out back somewhere, it'd be different.
Maybe we could class it up with some plants.
Yeah, I mean, what's to say we can't put like a plastic whiskey barrel out there or something, and plant something in
I'll
there?
go along that one. With a long hose running to my
Right.
house.
Not with whiskey.
Oh,
So you
no,
gotta-
now you killed it. No.
The
I don't
other
think- I'm
idea,
sorry.
at least, you know, I
Right.
just wanted, you know,
Yeah.
something that we can, you know, talk about and know
Yeah.
and whatnot.
I
And then
think
also,
if we
you know,
wound up paying for them, I would be willing to pay to get rid of that big one in the middle.
Right. Yeah,
The
we
one
could
over
get
by
rid
the
of that
sign,
one.
I think, can stay.
Okay.
Which,
I'll go-
I mean, that may be something worth discussing once we're all
Okay, but
sworn in again.
I'm willing to put up some, and I got a friend of mine, I think will be willing to help out a little bit.
Okay?
Well, I think we have money for it.
Mhm.
I think we have money for it. I mean, we raised enough at the last,
Well, no, but,
Event.
yeah, but as I say, I'm bringing it up just to see if
yeah.
the committee is interested in using a little bit of it, you know, not all of it. So I don't wanna go with a $300, I think that's way too
Yeah,
much,
right,
but-
so
I still
well,
think the tax write-off is a good one for him.
Well, I mean, absolutely, and that's, are we
They always
officially a
look
nonprofit? Because we're because we're part of the town, does
Yeah.
that mean we're not a nonprofit, or are we our own nonprofit entity?
No, we're part of the town nonprofit.
I think it's worth going back and saying, you know, this is for the Mary Grant Nature Preserve,
Oh,
would you
yeah, yeah.
consider doing it
Yeah.
at cost even?
Yeah,
Which is basically fuel and time.
yeah, well, no, I got,
And then we can do the cleanup. He doesn't need to clean up, we can do the cleanup.
okay. No, but it's a, I have the okay to keep talking to him, not make any commitments.
Yeah, just don't
You
make
know,
any
you-
commitments
you-
till
you-
we
you-
can commit as a
Just getting
committee.
basic information, report back to the committee, and then turn around and.
I think that's
and then
acceptable.
We'll all be sworn in and organized, we can take official vote.
Everyone else agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
unofficially.
So I say go ahead and go back and
I
forth
don't
with
wanna
it.
do something like that, and then, you know,
Right.
behind my back said, that son of a gun,
No.
you know, what the hell's he doing that for, you know, you got no business.
That
doing
Dick Neal.
Yeah.
So if he'll do it for cost, okay,
Yeah.
we can cover the cost between you and your other benefactor and us and the money in the Mary Grant account. We have the money to do it.
Yeah.
Um,
See, I'm always one that, if, the less I have to use of the Mary Grant funds, fine,
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
they're-
yeah, absolutely.
But it's there for things like this if the committee decides that it's a worthwhile use of the money.
So,
I didn't get
say,
voted
the
in.
main reason why keeping both of the funds that are in there, we had a bad storm,
Yeah.
and the tree came down and crashed, you know, into the roof, and we had to turn around and. spend-
It's insured.
Well, yeah, I didn't think of that.
It's insured.
You got you there, Dick.
I had a long conversation with Jennifer about that when Maine Mutual was coming around to all the town-owned buildings, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you get
Okay.
voted into here?
You wanna be on the committee?
Sure. One
So,
other thing my wife can get rid of me for.
basically what you have to do is go talk to Jennifer, tell her you wanna be on the committee. You've talked to
I
Dan and
give her
Tammy?
food from the pig farm every week.
Okay.
I work for Salvation Army. And what's left over comes up to Jennifer to feed her family. I mean, the pig.
Don, what's your last name?
Kearney.
Kearney,
It's an Italian name.
Kearn.
EY.
Oh,
Okay.
Italian.
I'm glad you said it, cause I would've,
I'll pass your name off
Yeah,
to
me
Jennifer,
too.
but you will still need to contact her and say you're interested in being on the committee.
Mhm.
And then the process is, it goes before the selectmen, they appoint you as a committee member, then you get sworn in. Welcome to
Gotta
town
wear a
politics.
mask. They might need me.
No, you do not need to wear a mask anymore.
No, that was being facetious.
So that, for us, happened just last night, so we need to go and get
Yes.
one in.
Yes, and that's the last point I wanted to make, if no one else has
Yeah.
anything else.
I've been sworn in the fire department, is it the same difference?
nope.
No?
Yes, I hope nothing.
Anyone who's expressed an interest in remaining on the committee, which I think is all the current committee members that are here, except Janelle, I think you're gonna get reappointed next meeting. I
Yeah,
saw an
that's
email
fine.
from Jennifer. Stop up and see Jennifer at some point,
Tomorrow
get
she's
sworn in,
Yeah.
sign the paperwork, and then you're an official voting member again.
Well, if she don't swear me in, I won't give her any more food. To feed her pigs.
I think I
I'll tell her
mentioned
that
to you,
too.
there's another lady that, saw at the.
You did, and I
town
forgot her
meeting
name.
in,
You did, and I forgot her name.
Kelly Collins,
Collins.
Oh, the farm?
Oh,
yeah, the farm right out,
109?
where the Goose Pond Road comes out,
Yeah,
the
yes.
second
the little,
house over.
the
Okay.
little
Calvin,
boy is
Farmer Calvin.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, Farmer Calvin, yeah. And, so I told her the same thing you did, you know,
Right.
On 109,
Contact,
before you get
Jennifer
to
and,
So
Really?
I'll get both of these
It's
names
that
to
big
Jennifer tonight or
Old
tomorrow.
Farm on the left.
I know
And then if they're interested, they need to, like Don, you need to go
Yeah.
see Jennifer, just go through the process in order to make it legit.
I'll
Yes,
see
Kelly
you,
has to do the
I'll
same
see you
thing.
Friday,
Okay,
when I drop the food off.
so you should send her an email tonight.
Yeah.
So that she can get them before the board tomorrow, next week.
yeah. Board meets every other week right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
Happy
sometime.
must be nice.
Dan, did you
Come
ever
over to my
talk,
house and meet me over there. They
Did
go
you ever-
swimming.
did you ever talk to Matty Rose about connecting the trails?
I haven't talked to them face to face yet. I actually have an in. One of the people that's gonna be one of the full-time employees is my niece, second niece, cousin, something like that. Her cousin's daughter. So I'm gonna talk to her and say, you know, what's the plan? Do you still wanna do it? How's it gonna work, et cetera.
Okay.
For the record, are you for or against that idea?
Oh, I'm for
Okay,
interconnection trails, yeah.
okay,
It'd be nice to
absolutely. My only
Start
concern
here
is
and
whoever's
then
walking the dogs are gonna
do a
pick up the
loop through
dogs.
there and then
Yeah.
end up here again.
It's the dog waste
that's supposed to be part of the policy.
too.
Right.
If there's gonna be
It
that
is,
many
absolutely.
dogs coming from there, it's the
They,
dog waste.
that's the whole thing is dogs.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
I mean, I
Hopefully.
love dogs. I got no problem with dogs being on the property, as long as the humans who
Yeah.
aren't as
Yeah.
reliable
Yeah.
clean up after the dog.
Oh,
And that's not
frustrating,
that
yeah.
bad again, to be honest.
Yeah.
How about the
It's
turkeys
such-
and stuff?
It's the worst.
How about the what?
Turkeys and stuff.
That's your job.
Yeah.
I'm a turkey, I know.
One quick question. Previous meeting, they get some more brochures.
I had 100 brochures made last fall. I don't know off the top of my head where they are at the moment. They may be in here,
Yeah.
or they may be in my mess of an office at home. But I have 100 brochures printed.
Okay.
and they folded them,
Ooh,
They what?
and they folded
So
them.
they're trifold brochures.
Oh, okay.
We didn't
No,
even have
but
to do
it's,
that.
It'd be handy, like, you know, we have an event or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that we can, you know.
And then if we get down to 25 left, I'll get some more printed.
Okay.
do you have the school to do anything? The high schools in Sanford and stuff for the printing company, like they get the firefighters, the Herald teaches firefighting 1 and 2 and stuff like that?
I haven't done anything with the school yet. It's tough in the middle of summer, obviously,
Oh, no,
which is our
yeah,
prime
yeah,
season,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
I do think that's a great idea if, especially like for the pumpkin event, maybe we can even talk to Chief Smith about getting a fire truck here and have a touch a truck event
There you
or
go.
something, you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's not the chief anymore, but no, he's.
No, Archie.
No,
Oh,
Rick,
that's right, yeah.
Yeah,
Rick Smith,
yeah.
yeah,
the grandson, no,
Yes.
son.
Or
the
as,
little one.
or as you affectionately called him earlier, Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky.
I said that for the recording, so now they know.
Me don't know anything.
Yes. So I guess that's it until July 15th, 6:30 here.
Perfect.
You're gonna send out a reminder.
I'll send out a reminder, absolutely.
You want my,
Yes, email.
yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Sure, what you got?
Valaro, V in Victor, ALLARO, at AOL.com.
AOL.
Yep. That's in case I get lost. That's the street I live on in
Okay.
Boston.
I'm just
If I
curious.
get drunk or something, get lost, here's my street address.
Anything else for the committee? All right, thank you all very much.
Motion to adjourn?
Sure.
A second.
So moved, seconded, all in favor?
Let's go home.
Bye.
Home it is.
Okay.